Now, normally I do all my face makeup before I do my eye makeup. Well, at least I put on my foundation and powder and stuff like that. But today I'm gonna do my eyes first, which I don't know if I've ever really done. And we're gonna be using the tape technique today to get really crisp edges on the very outer edge of our eyeshadow. So take a piece of tape, stick it on the back of your hand once or twice just to get the extra sticky off so it's not too harsh on the delicate skin on your eyes. And then you're gonna put this piece of tape on the corner of your eye towards the edge of your eyebrow. And I have actually never done this. If I wanted something really extra straight, I would hold like a paper towel and blend, or I would just clean it up using my concealer or something like that. But, you know, there's a first time for everything. I thought, why not give it a try? So you want to try to make your angles the same on both sides, which can be hard, especially if you're a perfectionist like me and you want to get it right. I can't pull it up. And that's why we take the sticky off the back by sticking it on the back of our hands first, so it's not so sticky if we have to readjust, just because this is really delicate skin right here. Okay, I think it's pretty even, so let's get into it. I did already prime my eyes with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. Since the Serpentina palette doesn't come with a transition color, I'm going to start by using this color in the crease up to the brow bone. Oh, and I should say this is from the Morphe 350 palette. What's nice is with that tape there, you don't have to be like extra careful, because when you peel the tape off, you're gonna have a nice, pretty crisp edge. And then I'm gonna warm it up a little bit with this color here from the Morphe 350 palette. Now we're gonna go in with the Kat Von D Serpentina palette, and we're gonna take this color right here, which is Blood Milk. And we're gonna put this in the crease. Again, you just want to layer this and build this up until it's as rich of a color as you want. With any look you're doing, but especially smoky eyes, the key really is to just build and layer and blend and build and layer and blend. Next, we're gonna take the color Queen, which is a shimmery kind of rusty burgundy color, and we're gonna put that all over the lid. A lot of times I'll just use my finger to put this on the lid. I'm gonna use a brush and see how that goes, and if it's not pigmented enough, I'll go in with my finger. Now, originally I was gonna put this all the way in across the whole lid, but I'm deciding to just go about halfway because I think I'm gonna do a lighter color on the inner third of the eye, inner third to half. So just go a little over halfway so that you have about a third left here, and blend this color just up into the crease. And don't even worry about all this fallout here. That's not gonna be a problem. Now we're gonna take the color Hieroglyph, which is a beautiful shimmery coppery orange color, and put that on the inner third of our eye. And I am using the same brush, I'm just using the other side of the brush. And for right now, I did go ahead and bring that into the inner corner and just blend it up to the brow right here. And then we're gonna be putting a lighter color on top of that later. To make it a little extra shimmery, I have the color on my brush, and I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of the MAC Fix Plus to dampen it, which will just make it extra sparkly. Now flip that brush over and go back in with that shimmery rust burgundy color just to intensify that and to blend where the copper meets the burgundy. And again, I'm gonna spritz that burgundy color, which is Queen, with the MAC Fix Plus, just to make it a little extra shimmery. Now I'm going back in with my brush that had the transition color on it. I'm not picking up any more product. I'm just gonna blend out the tops of the colors here. Just to soften that a bit so there's no harsh lines. Next, I'm taking a little bit of this color here, which is Ankh. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it is a black with shimmery gold and copper specks in it. I'm gonna put a little bit of that on the lash line and like the outer V area, but not going up into the crease too much, kind of keeping it closer to just the lashes. Just really close to the lashes here. Patting that out, and then just a little bit into the crease, a tiny bit there. And just patting that just to blend it. And then again, as I said, layering is key. I'm gonna go back in with Blood Milk, which was that beautiful matte rust color that we started with, and just blend out the dark color that I just put on. Look how much of a difference it makes just adding another layer of that beautiful rust color. Here's where we decide if we want to do an eyeliner. If you're gonna do a winged liner of any kind, now's a good time to do it because you already have that tape there, so you'll get like a perfectly crisp line and it'll be super easy. I think I'm gonna actually skip the liner today and just leave it as a really crisp edge on our eyeshadow. Okay, now's the fun part. Now we peel this tape off, and we have a perfectly crisp edge to our makeup right there. That is so fun. And this is where you're hoping that the angles are pretty darn close on those sides, so you don't have to do too much tweaking to correct it. They're pretty close. This one goes up a little higher, but I don't know if most people are gonna really notice it too much other than the fact that I just pointed it out. And then all you're gonna do next is take a makeup wipe and you're going to wipe away any fallout that you have. That is why we don't do the foundation first. If you know you're gonna do like a super smoky look that can get really messy potentially and have lots of fallout. This is the second look I have done with the Serpentina palette, and I noticed the first time I used it that although these colors are absolutely beautiful and blend out wonderfully, they are a little bit kind of powdery, so there is lots of fallout. So I knew it'd be safer to do this technique so that we could have a clean face and not have to worry about the fallout. All right, now we're just gonna let our face dry before we put on any foundation. You can put on some primer now if you want. I had put some on earlier. I'm sure when I used my makeup wipe, some of that came off, but I'm not too worried about it. For my face, I'm gonna be using a mixture of the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation in the color 110 Porcelain, and I'm gonna mix that with the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Foundation in 105. This is one of my absolute favorite foundations. It looks amazing on the skin and lasts really, really long. It doesn't break up. But the problem is I'm pale and this is too dark for me. I do have a higher color, so I could probably get away with wearing just this if I blend it down, but I'm gonna add a little bit of this to it just to lighten it up. I'll just mix it on the back of my hand, and then I'll just dot it across my face. And I'm using my Real Techniques complexion sponge, and it is already damp. And when you get to the edge here where this is, you just want to get really close to it, but try not to overlap that crisp, clean edge. If you do kind of overlap it and it doesn't look as crisp as it did, you can always use concealer and a nice, like, tiny detailed brush to make it nice and crisp again. Now I have run out of my one concealer and seem to have lost or misplaced my other concealer, so I have no concealer. So I will not be doing any sort of setting under the eyes or highlighting with concealer today, which is fine. I don't do that all the time. Sometimes I just like to do it. So next we'll just be powdering our face. I'm gonna be taking this L'Oreal True Match powder, and this is in the color N2, and I'm gonna be taking a kind of a tulip shaped, tapered shaped Morphe brush to set under the eyes. This will just help our makeup from creasing. And you can either use that same brush or get a bigger fluffy powder brush to powder the rest of your face. Since we're working on the face, we'll just continue on with that before I do my brows. I'm going to be taking the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer in Medium Deep and putting that on my cheeks. And I love using the Morphe M140 brush because it's big and fat, but it's got a pinched ferrule. So it works so well. It covers a lot of ground without being too big, but it's big enough that you can be really quick about your bronzer if you want to be. Do a little on my temples and the top of my forehead. And ignore my hair, folks, I haven't done it yet. And then sometimes I'll put a little bit under my chin and just kind of blend it out to kind of like, not the total edge of my jaw, but about halfway, just to create a shadow under there. Next, I'm going to be contouring, which I do not do very often at all. And I'm taking this color right here from the NYX Highlight and Contour Palette. And I'm taking the Real Techniques setting brush and using that to contour. And I'm not going to be going too crazy, I don't think. I'm just doing a little bit here. I'm going to do a little bit on the sides of my nose. Sometimes I use a fan brush for this. And sometimes I'll just pat that contour kind of down the side of my nose so that it doesn't look so much like a stripe. It kind of helps blend it out. Kind of makes a little bit of a shadow. I'm going to do a little bit just in my temple area, basically right on the hairline. And up just a tiny bit. And sometimes I like to put a little right in the cleft of my chin. Just, you know, spice things up a bit. Before we finish our face, we're gonna finish our eyes. I'm gonna be taking this dark brown eyeliner from Jordana called Lavish Brown, and I'm gonna line my bottom waterline, and I'm gonna put it, kind of smudge it in my lash line too. Okay, we're gonna go in with that first transition color here, which is this one, and do a little bit of that on our bottom lash line. Just a tiny bit. Then we're gonna go in with Blood Milk and put that on the bottom lash line. And right now I'm trying to keep it really close to the lash line. I don't want it to go too far down. Now we're gonna go back in with Onk and put that on our lash line and blend that out. Be really careful, all your makeup is on now. You do not wanna get a lot of fallout because that's gonna be a little harder to take off now that we have all our other makeup on. Sorry, that tapping is me tapping off all the extra powder. So I'm just gonna press that into the lash line. Kind of connect it to where the bottom corner of our eye, the shadow from the top lid is. And I actually ran out of that brown eyeliner. I would have smudged it more in my lash line and in the lashes, or my waterline in the lashes, but it ran out. Going back in with a pointier brush now, and I'm going to take more of Blood Milk and smudge out that dark color. It's kind of challenging when you have a bottom lash line that you're trying to smoke out, and then you've got a really crisp upper line here. So now we're going to go back with that second transition color, that warmer color, and we're going to put that on the very bottom of those shadows, on the bottom lash line, to just smoke that out and blow it out a little bit more. And I'm going to take that warm color and kind of connect it just on the corner here into that crisp edge of the shadow on the upper lid. Just connect it a little bit. All right, let's do our brows. I'm going to be taking the ColourPop brow color in Dope Taupe. I decided to add a little bit of the Urban Decay Heavy Metal eyeliner in Baked, and I'm putting this on the very inner corner of my eye. For blush, I'm going to be taking Amaretto from the Jack on Hill Becca Face Palette. Put that on the outside of the apples of my cheeks and blend that back up into where my bronzer is. Now let's do a little bit of highlighting. I'm going to be taking Champagne Pop and putting that on my cheekbones. And this is the Morphe M510 brush. I'm going to put that on my Cupid's bow as well. Just the very top. Do the tip of my nose. I'm going to do the inner corner of my eye. And also my brow bone. And blend that down to the edge of the shadow down here. And you can blend that transition out by using your brush with the transition color and just kind of going back and forth where the highlight kind of meets and overlaps the top of that transition color. I think I need to warm up my cheeks a little bit more, so I'm going to be taking Rosé Spritz and putting that on my cheeks. And I'm putting that just between where the highlight and the contour is. All right, let's do our mascara. I've got the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. Okay guys, I lied. I changed my mind. I decided that since the lashes that I was going to put on have a really thick black band, I went ahead and put on a liquid liner. And I got some of it on footage, but I just followed really close to my lash line and then followed that outer line that was created from when we pulled off the tape. Just followed that and then came back in and made it kind of thick so it'll camouflage the band, the thick black band of the lashes. Now my glue is drying, so while that is drying, we're gonna do our lips. And we're gonna be using the Kat Von D Everlasting Lipstick in Bow and Arrow, which I have never worn this before. So I'm very excited to try this because They looked absolutely beautiful when I swatched it. So here we go. And I'm going to set my face with the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. Alright guys, I have put on my lipstick and my hair is magically done. Look at that. But this is the look I created using the Serpentina palette by Kat Von D. I think it's an absolutely beautiful look. I loved the shadows. They were really, really easy to work with. And I just think there's a lot of possibility to this look. I've already filmed one look for you, so this is my second look using this palette, and there'll be more to come. So please stay tuned for those. If you haven't already, please give this video a like and subscribe, and I will be seeing you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.